and welcome to this video on multiplying and dividing decimals. So when we're multiplying decimals, the idea is to multiply them as their whole numbers. For example, 6.3 times 2.3. In my head, I'm thinking about 63 times 23. And we can use our knowledge that we learned earlier of place value to help manipulate our answer so it reflects what it would be if it was in fact 6.3 times 2.3 instead of 63 times 23. But the whole idea is 63 times 23 is so much easier to work out. And you can do this any way you choose. You can do long multiplication or grid method or any other way you prefer. Personally, my favourite is grid method. I feel like there's less room for error when you're looking at grid method, but it is personal preference. So we multiply 63 by 23, we get 1,449. Now, because in our question we had 6.3 times 2.3, well, what we did was multiply 6.3 by 10 and 2.3 by 10 to get 63 and 23. So we've got to reflect that in the answer by dividing it by 10 and dividing it by 10 again. Or you can think of it as I had two decimals in the question, the 0.3 and the 0.3, and so I need two decimal points in the answer, in this case the 4 and the 9. And that's it, that's multiplying decimals in young Padawan. Now let's have a look at dividing decimals. So for example, if I had 4.9 divided by 0.07. Now I can do a very similar thing as we did above and essentially get rid of the decimal places. Now what I'm going to do is write this as a fraction. If you think about the divide sign, the divide with the dot at the top, the dot at the bottom, that actually represents a fraction. The dot at the top is the numerator, the dot on the bottom is the denominator, and that line is the fraction line. So as a fraction, I would get 4.9 over 0.07. Now the whole idea is I want to get rid of the decimals. So if I multiply the numerator by 10 to get 49, by default I have to multiply the denominator by 10 to get 0.7. Remember, what you do to the bottom, you do to the top, and what you do to the top, you do to the bottom. They have to be reflected in each other. So now I've got 49 over 0.7. Still not quite where I want it to be because I've got a decimal point on the bottom and I don't want that. So I'm going to multiply the numerator and the denominator by 10 again. So when I do that, I get 490 divided by 7. Now I've gotten rid of all my decimal points, I can work out what the answer to this calculation is. Well, I know 7 goes into 49 7 times, so 7 has to go into 490 70 times. And that's it. That's dividing decimals. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next video.